What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back on YouTube to watch me. Yeah, today is going to be a bit of a different kind of day. Today is just me and you, just a one-on-one. We haven't done this in a minute, so yeah, it's been a while. We have my beautiful GT here today that we are going to talk about, I guess. And I kind of want to talk about the point being that the GT is a bit of an underrated sports car, and it's probably one of the best underrated sports cars out there if you ask me personally, but I might be biased because I do love that thing. It is so awesome. Just, yeah, it's really cool. So I'm headed to Joondalup, Lakeside to meet up with some friends and my girlfriend. So I'm going to go do that, but the whole drive there, you and me will talk, and we'll talk about this GT and talk about why I think it's such an underrated car. Like my previous video with the GT, I talked about the ownership experience and like a review of the car, but today I'm gonna talk about the driving experience, why I think it's such an underrated car, and just why I love it so much, and why I'm actually not going to sell this, and I'm going to keep it for as long as I possibly can, because I mean, what other car for the price can look like that, sound like it does? Funny thing about the GT is though, actually, it has the same unlock and lock sound as a Ferrari. So, press unlock, and then if I lock it, yeah, really interesting that. So, first things first, cold start. I'm just letting the car warm up a little bit. You wanna know why I think this car is underrated? Because this 6-cylinder sounds like, well, nothing else. That's why it's so awesome. I'm sorry my camera's at a bit of a weird angle, but it's a bit hard to fasten it in this car. I need to get a proper thingy to put it in, but I mean, doesn't get better than that. I mean, for a sports car at this price point, it doesn't get much better. Oof. That is fun. That does not get boring ever. It sounds better. God damn, she sounds mean. At least now the car's all warmed up and it's, you know, the fluids have moved a bit more. It's much better. Like, this guy is Italiano, you know, style by Bertoni. I don't know what that thing was, and if I butchered an Italian accent, I'm sorry for all Italian people watching. But yeah, no, this car is fantastic. And so today I'm talking about the driving experience in this car, and man, does it make you feel special. It's a really special car. You know, it's not that expensive. When it was new, yeah, they were quite expensive. They were pretty pricey brand new, but now they're just, you know, you can pick one up under 20 grand in Australia. In the UK, I'm not sure. In America, you can't get these cars, so that's another reason that makes it like underrated, unique, special. It's very unique, definitely, because I found out last night that there's only 4,244, I believe, 3.2 V6 Alfa GTs in existence, or that were built. Now, that's a very low number. That's almost about as many Murcielagos that were, you know, built. Yeah, not a lot of GTs. There's not a lot of GTs out there. So to know that I have one, and whenever I go to a car show or car meet, like, I'm always the only one there. I'm the only GT there. Even if it's an Alfa Romeo, event. I'm probably most likely the only GT there. I've only ever seen one on the road, and that was a beautiful red one with gold wheels, which looked really sick actually. Like, GT's fantastic. There's like, I mean, of course there's downsides as with any car, and that just kind of happens, I guess. If you want to just quiet down, cruise around in traffic, the GT's perfect for that. Yeah, of course it's a manual, but if you're a real petrol head, if you're a real car enthusiast, you won't care. The manual is always better. You're more fun. And although what I've found is this car has really narrow paddles, and it's not the, it's okay if you have like slimmer shoes like I do, but if you're wearing like bigger shoes, say for example Jordans or something like that, it's so hard to drive because you're knocking into the brake and the accelerator at the same time if you have like a really wide shoe, because they're quite close together, which makes it great for heel and towing though. What do I have planned next for this car? Well, in my mind at least at the moment, I'm thinking about either doing a wrap on this car, because the black is a bit boring, I think. It looks great, it looks mean, and it's nice, but I think I want to go for something different, so I'm not sure what I have in mind yet, but maybe a Nardo gray, maybe like a bright blue, baby blue kind of color, because that could be really like popping. I don't know. Of course I'm going to change the wheels to spray them black, and the thing I really want to get is of course an exhaust. I really want to get an exhaust, so yeah. This car sounds great stock, like I'm sure you can hear it. It's a very, you know, decently loud car, but it's not obnoxiously loud, so I'll put my windows down and I'll let you hear what I mean. This truck's in front of me. Just give me a second, guys. 4,500 RPM. Freeway, so gotta stick to the speed limit here in Australia. It's super strict around here, so I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to lose my car. I don't want to lose my license. So I'm, you know, I don't speed. I just get to the speed limit quickly, but I never, you know, am aggressive with my driving, and I'm not reckless. So, and if I'm doing stupid shit, it's on a private course, closed road, you know, where it's safe to do so. Yeah, but the car, the sound, it's amazing, and that's stock. That's just stock. So can you just imagine what's going to come? Like, it has that deep burble, like growl, almost like a bark, from 1 to 3, and then from 3.5 onwards, upwards to 7,000 RPM, it starts screaming and howling. Like, it has such a weird like sound range. It's like, I could say it's a symphony, because the way the notes change as you're building up the revs is fantastic. And then when you just sit here in 6th gear just cruising, it's that nice deep rumble. If you put your foot down a little bit, you just hear a little bit of, I don't know whether the camera picked that up, but you just hear a little bit of that deep throat kind of sound. I don't know. Yeah, I just realized what I said, so yeah. But this car sounds fantastic. So why is it a unique, underrated sports car? Well, I think that it's very unique because, one, I told you earlier, the numbers are so low. Underrated because there's not many around and no one really knows that much about them. And it's a sports car because, well, it's got about 270 horsepower, 260 horsepower more or less. I'm sitting about 270 horsepower, so that's my 0 to 100 in 6 seconds, right? So, but this car is a heavy car. Like, it's a 4-seat, you know, it's got plush leather, it's got heated seats, it's got all the stuff that makes it really, really heavy. But the car is just so nimble. When you go right on a tight, twisty road, for example, you will just be able to chuck it in at the corner at a speed that's, you know, relative to that corner, and you can chuck the car in and it will hold the road, it will go around. Yes, there is a bit of understeer, that's because of this front wheel drive platform. Like, it's a shitty thing that Alfa Romeo did, and I'm still pissed at them till this day that they made these cars front wheel drive. Could you have imagined if this was a rear wheel drive 3.2 litre V6 that looked like this? Like, of course the car had to have one floor, and the one floor front wheel drive, so I'm sure like the people at the factory would have been like, oh, look at this new GT, what are we going to do with it? And it's a very beautiful car, 3.2 V6 Busso Alfa Romeo engine. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this and I'm so sorry, but this is how I think they would be talking, right? And they're like, okay, let's go for siesta, and when we come back, we put in drivetrain. I don't know, I really don't know what I'm saying here, but they would have put a front wheel drivetrain probably because it was cheaper, and because they would be able to source the parts from the Fiat department, like from the Punto, from the 500. No, the 500 wasn't even built then. The Punto, I don't remember what other Fiats were built around that time, but one of the cheaper hatchback cars, they probably would have put the front wheel drivetrain in, and as well as the 156 and the 147, they did the same thing with that. Made it front wheel drive, which I think ruined the car. But then for them, I suppose they were just trying to save costs in that sense. But yeah, actually, funny story about Alfa Romeo and saving costs. My father, he used to own a Alfa Romeo service center and a dealer in Malaysia, and there was once he brought in a Alfa Romeo 33, I believe it was, an Alfa Romeo 33, not 33 Sodali, the beautiful one, like the old 33 Boxer, and the owner took delivery of the car and came back a few days later figuring out why the door was rattling so much, and they took apart the door, and when they took it apart, they found a wine bottle inside the door. Yeah. Someone must have been, you know, having a great day at work that day, and they decided to put the empty wine bottle into the door. So that shows, you know, Alfa Romeo, they're different when it comes to building their cars, especially back then, especially when this car was built in 2007, 2008. Yeah, but then again, that's what gives it its Italian flair. It gives it its little bit of a bipolar personality. It's got that little psychotic element in it, like a lot of Italian cars. It has, you know, it can be quiet, it can be civilized, but when you catch it on the wrong end of things, it will fucking bite you. Excuse the swearing. It will bite you. It will. It's an unreal experience. It's just, you know, it's wild, it's loud, it's visceral, because as you're shifting, this car is spinning its wheels. From first to second, it will spin. Second to third, it will spin. And after third, then it will calm down. But it's a pretty wild beast, if you ask me. Anyway, I think I've pretty much covered right now at this point why the GT is so underrated and just so mad in general. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have gotten a better perspective of what the GT is like to drive, and what the experience is. And I'm definitely in the coming months going to be showing you way more of what the GT is really like. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment if you want, but follow me because we are going places together. Anyways, have a nice day. Peace, love cars. See you guys.